Have you ever felt like your prayers were hitting a ceiling made of brass? You've done everything right. You've been a good person, you've helped others, and you've stayed faithful. But suddenly, your life starts falling apart. You lose the job, the health, or the person you love most. And when you look up to heaven for an answer, all you get is a deafening, crushing silence. This is the exact moment where most people give up. They assume that if God is quiet, it means he's absent. But thousands of years ago, a man named Job went through a nightmare that would break the strongest person alive today, and his story reveals a secret that could change the way you look at your own struggles. Today, we are looking at the mystery of the unseen victory. We're going to see what was happening behind the scenes while Job was sitting in the ashes, and why God's silence wasn't a sign of abandonment, but a sign of total confidence. Stick around until the end, because I'm going to show you the one thing Job did that finally broke the silence. And it wasn't a prayer for his own relief. The story of Job starts with a conversation in heaven that Job knew absolutely nothing about. In the first chapter of the book of Job, we see a spiritual courtroom. God points out Job's faithfulness, but an accuser challenges it, saying, "Of course he serves you. You've given him everything. Take it away, and he'll curse you to your face." In a series of rapid-fire tragedies, Job loses his wealth, his children, and his health. He is left with nothing but painful sores and a wife who tells him to just give up. And for 37 long chapters, Job asks the question we all ask: why? He defends his innocence. He cries out. He demands a day in court. And through all of it, God says absolutely nothing. But here is the deep truth. While Job was feeling defeated on earth, he was actually winning a war in heaven. Every time Job refused to curse God, he was proving the accuser wrong. His endurance was a weapon. The Bible says in Job 1:22, "In all this, Job did not sin by charging God with wrongdoing." The silence of God in Job's life wasn't because God didn't care. It was because the test was to see if Job would trust the character of God even when he couldn't see the hand of God. When God finally does speak in chapter 38, he doesn't explain the tragedies. Instead, he reminds Job of his power, asking, "Where were you when I laid the earth's foundation?" But the real victory came in the final chapter. In Job 42:10, the Bible says, "After Job had prayed for his friends, the Lord restored his fortunes and gave him twice as much as he had before." Job didn't get his breakthrough when he argued for his rights. He got it when he showed grace to the very friends who had judged him. God was silent, but he was never still. He was preparing a restoration that Job couldn't have imagined. If you're in a season of silence right now, remember, the teacher is always quiet during the test. Your victory is being won in the places you can't see yet.